We are going to go over just a couple quick problems of some things you might see in this group to help you be successful. So you guys got really good at balancing a one-step equation. You had one thing to do to solve for the variable. In here, you might be working with numbers that have more than one step to find the variable. So here's an example. So we're still going to follow our order of operations to simplify what we know. So here we have this group, but I can't put x's and this constant together. They're not like each other, can't go together. So G is done. We don't have any exponents. E is done. So we need to multiply, and we're going to distribute this 3. We're going to give it to the 4. So now we have 12 x's. We're going to minus 3 times 8 is 24. So we have nothing else to multiply because I don't know what x is yet. And we can't subtract or add because there's nothing that's like each other. So we now have this problem, 12 x's minus 24 equals 120. So just like before, we're going to set up our balance. But now the problem is going to work backwards. So as we undo when we're solving for a variable, instead of following order of operations forward, we're going to follow it backward because we're undoing it, so we have to work backwards. So we're going to start with subtracting or adding. Well, we have the subtraction problem here, minus 24. We're going to do the opposite to undo it. So we're going to add 24 to both sides. 24 plus negative 24 plus a 24 cancels out to 0. So that's gone. So all that's left on this side is 12x. And that is going to equal, we're going to add this here. So there's 4, 4, and 1, 144. Now this is a one-step equation. 12 x's, that coefficient and variable mean to multiply. So the opposite is to divide by 12, which cancels out. And then I have to divide with 12 on this side. So x equals 144 divided by 12 is 12. So when I plug this in, this answer should be 120. So we'll follow order of operations to simplify, put together what you can. Then to solve for the variable, you work backwards through your order of operation. So each day we're going to do one problem just to help us learn more about this since it is new. But maybe that can help get you started for today. Another type of problem you might see in here is an inequality, but these are going to have more than one thing that they're comparing. So Heidi runs at least 6 miles, at least 6, but fewer than 10. So she's running somewhere between 6 and 10. So we're going to graph that and write the inequalities. First of all, we just need to get a number line here. So I'm going to start with 6 here. So 5, 4, 3. I just know I need 6 and 10 on here. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter where we put them. So I have 6 through 10 here. So at least 6. So I just want to start and think about what is happening, right? At least 6. That's the lowest she could do. She could run 7. She could run 8. She could run 9. She could run 6. She could do exactly 6. So x, whoops, I put my sign the wrong way. Undo, undo. It will not undo. My goodness. Undo. So it could, x is greater than or equal to 6. So I'm going to find 6 here, and it's grabbing it, right? That's the least she can do. It's including that 6 there. Now I'm going to think about this one. X has to be less than 10, fewer than 10. So she could run 9, she could run 8, she could run 7. All of these are less. Can she run exactly 10? No, that's not less than 10. So 10 is just going to be open. So when she's running more than 6, it's going this way. Less than 10 is going that way. So it's between here and here. When you get to another dot, it stops it. So it's saying between here and here is what she can run. This one is closed up because it includes the 6. This one is open because it does not include the 10. So now if we write that as a Inequality, so this one's pretty easy. X is less than 10. X is less than 10. Now this one, we want to make it one big inequality, so we're going to flip it. X is greater than or equal to 6, right? I flipped this whole problem backwards. The greater side is still pointing to X. The lower side is pointing to 6. The bigger side's at the X. X is bigger or equal to 6. Always just start from the variable and read it. So X is less than 10. X is greater than or equal to 6. So there's kind of an example of some different types of problems you are going to see in your extension groups. Good luck. Be sure to ask for help.